guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to the latest addition to Hit the Garage, which is my 2017 CBR1000RR SP. Now for those of you who watched the previous video that I did where I rode the CBR1000RR SP2, which is in fact sat just over there because it belongs to a buddy of mine, you'll know exactly why I wanted one of these.
Yeah! No, this needs to be mine. What can I sell?
I fell in love with these bikes in that video and I was going to move hell and high water to try and get one. In that same video, I actually said if you do have the budget, go for the SP2 because it is the more limited edition bike and the residual values are way, way better. But that's not necessarily a bad thing for the SP because it has depreciated atrociously. Which means if you don't mind buying a used bike, this being 2 years old as its 2017 model, wow, will you land yourself a deal? So much so that I just bought this bike for the same price that I bought my Black Edition last year. The Black Edition being the 2016 model, so has considerably less electronics. In fact, that is probably as analog as it gets other than digital dash. I still am baffled by the fact that I got it for between, let's say, 10 and a half grand. Look how much bike you get. Look at it. I am speechless, absolutely speechless. I haven't spent too much time with this bike because I've been so preoccupied with work, but just walking in today to do this video and just spending some time with it, I am absolutely in love. It is just perfect for the money. So as I mentioned, this is a 2017 model. It has only done 1,300 miles and it had its all-important run and service and was serviced upon being delivered to me. So this is ready to go. It is bone stock, does not have a single modification on it, which I'm about to change nearly everything, so stay tuned. It was actually an express bike. It was, it's one owner from new, but it was Honda themselves. It was probably one of the earlier ones to be put on the road, and you can tell it's had a bit of an easy life because look at the chicken strips on those. So let me just run you through the facts and figures on this bike. It makes 189 brake horsepower. It makes about 82 foot-pounds of torque at 10,500 RPM. It weighs 196 kilos. So already comparably with the previous generation, it's quicker, faster, and lighter, which is actually very noticeable when you jump from one to the other. This being the SP, it's got the unique colorway, which does differ from the SP2. I know they do look quite similar in photos and things, but it is a different blue. I actually do prefer the lighter blue, I won't lie. And if you have a look at the wheels, because the SP2 has the Forge Marchesinis, whereas the SP doesn't. That's actually one feature I would have liked, but primarily why it is a bit more expensive. These are more like a Subaru WRX STI Gold. The standard specification on this bike is colossal. You get the semi-active Öhlins, you get yourself Brembos, you got titanium fuel tank, titanium exhaust, which is actually quite a loud stock exhaust system, and I have actually heard it's a bit of trouble getting the stock exhaust on tracks like brands, which baffles me. So you got the TTX Öhlins rear shock there as well. This bike uses ride-by-wire throttle, so you got upwards and downwards quick shifter with auto blip on the SPs. Both the SPs and the SP2s have upwards and downwards. And then you've got this beautiful TFT dash there. Now, I've put a little anti-glare cover on that. I'm going to take it off. One, I put it on atrociously, and two, it doesn't actually make a difference. The reason why I put it on in the first place was because I was getting so much glare at night, but it turns out you can just turn the brightness down on the damn screen. I'm going to do a complete sort of user guide on all the dash features, because once you get to grips with it, it's actually so much fun, and you can adjust so much stuff. Now, I've told you why I wanted the bike. That is a stellar bike. It's unsurprising why I'd want it. Why did I buy it when I already have a Blade? And in fact, I've also got another CBR over there, which is 600. It's the fact that next year I'm going to migrate from a 600 onto 1,000 on track, but I also wanted something that would just be a fast weekend toy, because the original plan was that I was going to convert the Black Edition into a track bike and have a Super Duke as a road bike, which actually would have made a lot more sense. However, Super Dukes are actually around the same price that I purchased this for. And this is actually not a bad bike to commute on. It's very, very comfortable, and my roads to work are absolutely amazing anyway. So it's definitely not a chore. If I was to convert this bike to a track bike, I would be incurring costs of nearly like $3,000. Say I wanted to upgrade the suspension, upgrade the brakes, master cylinder. I would have to change that exhaust, it's just too loud. Replacement fairings, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I'm gonna start racking up costs that would have superseded this relative to the purchase price plus expenses of that. So that's my justification. Also for track, it would just be nice to have the level of electronics that this has, like to have the sort of on-the-fly adjustability that you can do on bikes like this. I'm not speaking specifically to Hondas. I am fully aware that many manufacturers have very, very similar electronic controls to what this has, but I just gel with Hondas so much that this was the perfect choice for me. It was the only choice for me, bar maybe the 2019 S1000RR. But again, like that bike, one, they're all on back order, and two, wildly more expensive. This is value for money based on the price that I paid for it. It is ridiculous that I got this right. So to summarize, weekend toys / track bike, commuter. Pet, I have to keep that. I'm so in love with that little CBR1000. I must do a walk around video on that as well because I've done so many changes to it. But future plans for this bike, we are going to tear it completely down. I'm not fussed myself that it's an SP, like the limited edition part of it, I really couldn't care about. The electronics and the suspension and brake upgrades that I cared about the most. If I take this bike on track with these fairings and I have a little lack of talent moment, replacing SP fairings is so ridiculously expensive, and also that you just won't find them used, not at this stage in the game. So we're tearing the fairings off. I'm doing exhaust mods. I'm covering this thing in every single crash protector known to man. We're going to put carbon covers on the frame and the swing arm. Again, looks cool cosmetically, but realistically, I want it so if I ever land in the kitty litter, it's going to do gravel rash on the protectors, covers, rather than the frame itself. Swing arm, I'm not actually too fussed about. I mean, I've got them anyway, but you can replace a swing arm super easy. You can't replace a frame easily, and they're all uniquely numbered, so you protect your frame with your life. I have actually already largely purchased most of the things that I'm going to put on it, so we're going to get our skates on and start stripping this down. I just want to ride it on the road, to be honest, but it's, you know, it's winter now, so I'm not really getting a chance to take it out and see what its full potential is. But to be honest, I think, you know, when it's on track, that's when it's really going to show its true colors. Guys, these are fantastic road bikes. Yes, it is a limited edition bike, so some people may be quite precious about it, but these were bred for track. I want to use it on track. It's one of the best handling bikes I've ever ridden in my life. So I was fast on a 600. I think this is just going to elevate me way up to the next level. So that's the plan, guys. Next time you see this bike, we will be taking it apart and putting all its new trick bits on and its new clothes. I'm very, very excited to see the transformation, actually, and do a before and after. And let me just mention that Sean's doing this as well, hey? You think I'm crazy taking this on track? Look what he's taking on track. That is absolutely nuts. So as usual, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Get in the comments. If you own a Fireblade, what have you done to your bikes? We're always looking for inspiration to spend more money on these bad boys. And specifically, has anybody remapped one of these? Because apparently it's an absolute bastard. Need to know more information about that. As well as doing brake upgrades, because I heard bleeding the ABS is an absolute nightmare. Cheers, guys. Catch you in the next one. We ain't messing around.